Well, back from a very successful trip overseas, I'm joined now in studio by Isaac Chilemba and, of course, his manager, Jody Solomons, to chat about, as I said, a successful trip. Thank you very much for joining us in studio. Isaac, let's start with you. You were taking part again, or fighting against Vasily Lepikin, if I'm pronouncing his surname correctly. Fantastic win for you, wasn't it? Seemed easy.
Thank you very much. I made it look easy. I fought quite a good fighter. I just made it easier.
Well, come home with this belt, the North American Boxing Federation champion. Massive, massive win for you in the light heavyweight division. Tell us a bit about your preparation for the big fight and obviously just what you've taken out of that fight.
I had a very good preparation for that fight. I was meant to fight Berabiev, and unfortunately he didn't take the fight. And my manager just told me just to keep in shape in case something come up. And luckily, 2 weeks later, we had a call that Vasily was able to step in and take the challenge for NBF title. So I went on to US, joined Bade, my trainer in US, and I had a pretty good preparation. And when I got to the fight, I knew I was 100% in shape, and we went on and we got this.
Jody, for you, what was so attractive about Isaac to take him under your wing? What kind of a fighter is he?
Isaac's more of an old school kind of fighter. He's very scientific and analytical when he gets in the ring. He's not a Mike Tyson who's going to get in there and just knock everybody out. He's going to actually box and use the scientific formula of boxing, you know, to outclass and look good in the ring. So generally his fights go the distance, but he's got an unbelievable natural gift that has been given to him as far as boxing is concerned. Movement, speed, rhythm. He's just a fantastic all-round boxer.
What's next for you guys?
Well, we're pushing towards hopefully a world title soon, but obviously in anything, whether it's business, boxing, sports in general, there's politics involved. So that's what we're pushing towards. How soon it will come, I can't be sure, but it will eventually come. As long as Isaac keeps doing his job and keeps winning, a world title is imminent.
Isaac, from Malawi, but you sort of were based in South Africa, now training in the US, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about your journey from where you've come, where you are now, and what you'd still like to achieve.
It's unbelievable, quite unbelievable. Never in my wildest dream I ever thought I'd be here today and achieve that goal that I set a few years ago. So it's quite a blessing. I thank God for that. Growing up in Malawi was hard. Grew up with a single mother, one of the poorest countries on earth. That picture in my head will never go away, how living there was like. So moving to South Africa was the best thing I could do in that moment. And here I met good people, Jody Solomon furthered my career. Now, I'm in the US where everybody believes is a mecca of boxing. Boxing is huge. And I'm there and making it there. It's quite, I can't explain it.
Well, we love to hear that.
Yeah.
Jody, that just tells us the story, right? So African boxers come to South Africa to further their career, but we in ourselves are fighting our own little battle here. I mean, boxing South Africa has been plagued by administration issues. They still haven't overcome that. What story does that tell from a manager's perspective?
Well, it's very difficult for boxing managers and trainers at this moment in time, because here you are with a team of boxers who are working as hard as they possibly can, and yet the fights are very difficult to come by. A lot of fights get offered, get cancelled at last minute because sponsorship pulls out or, you know, something's not going right. And it's heartbreaking really, because these guys put their life and soul into their training, and then they've got nothing to do with it. They're going nowhere, which is really a very sad state of affairs for us.
How do you go forward from that then?
Well,
how do you survive?
It's very difficult. You just got to keep on pushing. I suppose you've got to weather the storm, which is, to the best of my ability, what I've tried to do with the guys that I manage locally. You know, every opportunity that comes along, you've got to take it and grab it with two hands and just pray and hope that things get better. But something needs to change in boxing for sure, because there are a lot of great fighters that are missing the opportunity of showcasing their skills.
Isaac, for you, did you ever feel that you couldn't become a professional boxer because of your circumstances, because you were from Africa?
Yeah, Listen, I never thought I would be where I am, as I said, and I didn't know that professional boxing would take me as far as I am today. And I still dream to go further. Like back in Malawi, there's no boxing at all. Yes, there's a bit of amateur, but we never got anywhere. And growing up, I didn't even know that you could be somebody in boxing in general, coming out of, never mind about Malawi, but Africa in general. And when I began amateur boxing there and learned a little bit about boxing, and realized that there's some fighters here in Africa that made it and world recognized them as fighters, I thought I'll stick with that dream. Maybe one day I could get there. And thank God that today I'm here. I'm here.
Jody, you spoke about the challenges facing the sport, but as a female manager, do you find it quite difficult? I mean, you're one of probably the only female managers in South Africa, let alone Africa. And then where are our female fighters? I mean, Noni Tenge was sort of our big one. Where are the rest?
Well, firstly, as far as being a female manager in the business is concerned, in the beginning it had its ups and downs, I'm not going to lie. I've kind of learned how to, as I say, weather the storm and get through it. And the promoting team that I deal with Isaac in the States is all female. So that's given me a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
As far as female boxing in South Africa, it's quite a pity because it hasn't seemed to taken off as much as it has overseas. It's a much bigger industry for females overseas. So I don't know why it hasn't taken off as much here. But I do believe we have just as much talent. I wish it would. I wish people would get more interested in female boxing.
Would you look into doing some work with that?
Yes, I would love to. I love boxing in general. So, I mean, in any which way I could be involved, I would love to.
Jody and Isaac, thank you very much for joining us in studio. We wish you all the best, and we'll be keeping tabs on how you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.